Stimulus checks are being approved. Here is what you need to know. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are being urged by lawmakers to now take executive action and end the filibuster. Inflation is also emerging as the top economic challenge for Americans in 2022. And Democrats who need to curtail the Senate filibuster if they aim to pass the voting rights bill and other priorities next. And the party's top leaders are encouraging them to just do that. But the effort is far from guaranteed to prevail, with President Biden's role still in doubt, and if it succeeds, may come back to bite the party after a year or two down the road. Biden told ABC News, if the only thing standing between getting voter rights bills passed and not getting passed is the filibuster, I support making the exception of voting rights for the filibuster. Kamala Harris also added in a weekend interview that the United States risking losing its status as a role model for democracy without new federal election laws. The party has introduced 2 new bills, and Democrats are saying that they need to expand the voting rights. So, with all 50 Senate Republicans opposed to the bill, viewing them as a federal takeover, Democrats will need a 215-year procedure to get them to the president's desk. The filibuster requires 60 votes to end debate on the most bills, but preventing legislation from being passed by a simple majority. Thus, some Democrats are now calling for changing or eliminating the filibuster in order to get laws passed with just 51 votes. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has indicated that he will take up the voting rights next week. And there are a number of options for Democrats, though none of them truly amount to a one-time exception. The simplest way would be to charge the text of Senate Rule 22, the rule requiring 60 votes to end the debate. A more likely scenario would involve creating a new Senate president. Now, strong consumer demand, continuing supply chain troubles, and the emergence of the crisis threaten to prolong sharply rising prices well into 2022. Prices defied many economists' expectations in 2021 by rising at the fastest pace in nearly 40 years. Everything from rent to the price of used cars and groceries has all risen incredibly. That caused pain for consumers, eating the sizable wage gains, and it also caused headaches for the Federal Reserve, which had forecast much less inflation. The price of seafood will probably continue to rise because of so much of it is imported via air and ship, and pasta prices may surge due to the weakest durum wheat harvest since the 1960s. Everybody, President Biden must get the bills passed, and President Biden must send out more stimulus checks before the end of the year. And if you guys agree that it must be done sooner than later, tell me in the comments down below. Thank you again for your support, and until next time, have a very great day.
For his ongoing leadership to bring this important legislation to the floor, and to the work of the Rules Committee on the ongoing to make sure that we have the right discussion on the floor to meet the needs.
That what is happening in the Congress, and I give great credit to the Democratic leader Chuck Schumer for his relentless and persistence in trying to get this done, and to the President for his leadership. But we have to get this done. And the truth is that our colleagues, House and Senate, Democrats and Republicans, must weigh the equities here. While it may be true to them that the filibuster is an important custom, it is not the Constitution of the United States, the truth is. And the truth is that the Constitution says only if you're ratifying a treaty, convicting an impeached person, or ratifying a Constitution, a simple majority. That's why the Vice President can break a tie, 50-50. So the truth is, we want all of them in the Senate to weigh the equities. We all want bipartisanship. We all strive for it. We have a responsibility to do so. But when we cannot have it, we cannot confine our democracy to what might be bipartisanly possible. So I ask our colleagues in the Senate, respectfully, for what they think the filibuster means, to compare that, to weigh the equities against our democracy, because nothing less is at stake than our